Hello everyone, today we are breaking down the episode 9 preview for House of the Dragon, but before that remember to like the video, helps out the channel a lot, and subscribe, and yada yada yada. Let's get to it. The first thing we see is Queen Alicent Hightower, Otto Hightower, who is the Hand of the King, and Sir Criston Cole, a member of the Kingsguard. They are in the small council chambers, and they are letting the council know that Viserys, the king, is dead. We can see that it is the middle of the night from the background, so they are in a hurry to deal with this. Also, Otto says that the door will remain shut until they finish their business. Remember, these three want Aegon to succeed Viserys, not Rhaenyra, which is against Viserys' wishes. So it may take some convincing to get the other council members on board with this. Lyman Beesbury, who has been on the council the longest at this point, he is the master of coin for the council, says this is treason. He wants to stick with the succession plan with Rhaenyra sitting on the throne. In this shot, we see Sir Criston Cole draw his sword against the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, Sir Harold Westerling, who also has his sword drawn. If we look at the bottom left corner, we see Lyman Beesbury laying in a pool of his own blood. So it seems Criston either killed Lyman for not wanting to side with Aegon, or he hit him really hard, which caused a lot of blood. It also seems like we are going to get a duel between the two Kingsguard members. Sir Harold Westerling is an honorable man. He's not going to be part of a plot to supplant Rhaenyra as heir. In the next scene, we see Alicent telling someone that Viserys told her that he wished for Aegon to be king. In the last episode, Viserys was in bed and he thought he was talking to Rhaenyra, not Alicent. He talked about Aegon the Conqueror's prophecy about the White Walkers and how he thought Rhaenyra was the one to lead Westeros against the coming storm. Alicent assumed Viserys meant their Aegon, their son, and that Viserys wished for him to be king. So Alicent misunderstood what Viserys meant, which gave her another reason to go ahead with this plot of taking the throne from Rhaenyra. In the last episode, it seemed she may have turned a corner with Rhaenyra and was going to accept her as queen when Viserys eventually passed. But not anymore, since she believes Viserys wants Aegon to succeed him. In this shot, we see a group of people being herded like cattle through the streets of King's Landing. So it seems that people know of the king's death and are causing some uproar. Maybe it's about Aegon taking the throne instead of Rhaenyra. Later in the trailer, we see a large group of people head toward the Dragon Pit, which is where the dragons are housed when they are in King's Landing. Now, there is an event in the books that is similar to what this looks like, but that shouldn't happen until at least season 2 or 3, so I'm not sure what this is. Maybe Viserys' body is there, and they are letting the small folk see him before they put him to rest. Though in this shot, we see a lot of destruction and a lot of smoke, so it may be that scene already. I will not spoil it, I'm sure someone in the comments will say it, but I'm not sure what could have set this event off. I know what it is in the books, but for the television show, I don't know. In the next shot, we see some High Lords bending the knee in the throne room to Aegon, who is conveniently covered up by Otto, who is standing in front of the throne. The Lords are smart. They probably know that if they don't bend the knee, they most likely would end up dead or be held prisoner. As the shot continues, we see Aegon wearing the crown, and his brother Aemond is watching on. Aegon has made it clear that he does not want to be king. He even seemed to enjoy watching Otto's plans of giving Driftmark to Vaemond Velaryon go up in smoke. Aegon is a bit sick of being told what to do by his mother and grandfather. Aemond, on the other hand, has proved he is loyal to his family, that he will do what they ask of him. So could Aemond resent Aegon a bit? Aegon gets to be king even though he messes up, and Aemond gets basically nothing for doing everything right. In the next shot, we see that Rhaenys Targaryen has been locked in her room. She is still at King's Landing. They don't want her leaving or sending word to Dragonstone to notify Rhaenyra of the king's passing. Also, with Rhaenys captured, they could use her as a bargaining chip to have the Velaryons stay out of the conflict if Rhaenyra decides to go to war. So a political prisoner. We also see some handmaidens getting locked up as well. The one we saw last episode, she is a spy for Mysaria. Handmaidens can sometimes be daughters of lords, so once again they could be being used as political prisoners. In this shot, we see the twin brothers of Eric and Arik Cargill. In the audiobook, they literally pronounce the names the same, so I'm going to pronounce them slightly differently to differentiate between the two. They are both members of the Kingsguard. We see one walking down a corridor in this shot. We then see one of them escort someone out of the city. In the main trailer for the show, we see that Rhaenys does make it back to Dragonstone, and that Eric is on the island as well, crowning Rhaenyra. So I believe he is escorting Rhaenys out of the city, believing that Rhaenyra should rule instead of Aegon. Now the other brother, Arik, is for Alicent's side, so we have a brother versus brother situation here. I think we actually get to see the two fight in this scene here. In the next scene, we have Larys Strong with Alicent Hightower. He tells her he found out something that she should know. We then see a child with the Targaryen hair. Though he is in rags, I have seen people on Twitter think this could be Aegon's bastard, which would make sense. He does sleep around a bit. As the trailer continues, we see people cheering and boys beating each other up. So there seems to be some kind of boy fights here or something. Maybe Aegon's bastard was sold to the person who puts these things on. Earlier in the trailer, we see Otto Hightower give one of the Cargill brothers a secret mission. We then see the two in common clothes. So they could be trying to get Aegon's bastard son and return him to the Red Keep, or it could be more devious and Otto told Arik to slay the boy to hide Aegon's infidelity, which could have set Eric off, which is why we see the two fight in the episode, which would then lead Eric to help Rhaenys escape King's Landing to Dragonstone, not wanting to be on the side that would murder a child. In the next shot, we see Aemond wearing a hood covering up his hair. He really wants to be Daemon, like, so badly. It kind of looks like the area we saw last episode where Mysaria was at. But he is confronted by another hooded figure. Later in the trailer, we see Aegon wearing one of these hoods as well, at a sept. So it may be his brother. But let's talk about this scene some more. Arik or Eric is chasing Aegon down and tackles the prince. Now, could Aegon have been trying to escape? As I said earlier, he has no interest in being king. Maybe that is what Otto was telling Arik to do, to track down Aegon and bring him home. We know Aegon has no affection for his sister wife Helaena. Maybe he planned on leaving the city with the boy's mother, freeing himself from the burdens of his name. In the last shot, we see Aegon's crown. It is different from the one we saw Viserys wore. I think Eric took the crown with him. He has a black satchel when escaping, and he crowns Rhaenyra with it in the trailer for the show. This episode looks like it's going to be pretty good. We are only going to get the Green's point of view though. We will get to see the Black's point of view in episode 10. What did you think of the preview? Did I miss anything? Leave it down in the comments below, and if you want more House of the Dragon content, please subscribe and like the video. Check out the Twitter link in the description below, and as always, have an awesome day.